Let's talk about causation. What really caused a load shift in the trailer? A truck driver goes around the turn and he starts to lean, and there was a load shift, and he actually turned upside down and is now a paraplegic for life. The first thing we focus on is accident preventative measures that the yard could have done. So the argument was that the yard actually improperly loaded the heavies into the trailer. They didn't surround it with dunnage and things like that as you would do with heavies. And so first we show how you were supposed to load the trailer. And you see all that dunnage keeps the heavies from sliding around. And so sometimes you can properly show fault by showing what industry standards are, or an industry practice. Industry practice is, chaining it down on a flatbed, or proper dunnage all the way around, as we previously showed. And so we illustrate, the heavies being properly chained down. But here's the incorrect loading that happened. Here's what the yard actually did. And so they load the heavies. And by the way, this is the exact replica of the heavies to scale. And those are all the pieces. And that was just able to freely slide around. And so what the plaintiff attorney wanted in this situation was us to show that the truck driver was driving responsibly. And so he went many miles away from the yard, driving responsibly. And so the argument was, well, this truck driver is just driving out of control, and that's why there was a load shift. And we'll get to that in a minute, but what we really wanted to capture was, look, the truck driver went around 4 or 5 turns, okay? And so some eyewitnesses' testimony said that they actually observed some material protruding 1 foot over the trailer, which is a big no-no. We didn't show that being loaded because we didn't want this to possibly be excluded, but that was a testimony. We did want to at least show it there. Okay, so what we do here is we actually show some of the testimony. And so immediately before the accident, you notice the trailer itself was leaning. Yes. Okay, so it was leaning. Prior to the back of the truck tipping over on its right, did you ever leave the roadway? No, sir. Okay, it is your testimony that the truck was already tipping over when you left the roadway. So it was already tipping over before the truck left the roadway. Their argument was, well, the truck left the roadway and then it tipped over. The plaintiff testimony was actually, okay, the truck actually tipped over while I was going around a turn, okay? How do you even show that? Because it's just the driver's testimony. Well, so first we animate it per the driver's testimony. The driver's testimony here, again, it is leaning within the roadway, or within the lane, right? So we say it again. It was kind of tipping, yes, in the road. How many wheels on the trailer? 8. So 4 on each side. And it was up on 4 wheels. Okay, 4 wheels, so that's what we have per the testimony. And you think, okay, that's great, but it really doesn't prove anything, right? Well, note that the tire marks are inside the lane, indicating that the trailer tilted while the semi was traveling correctly within the lane as the driver testified. So you see that skid mark there? It's within the fog line, and that's per the accident photo. And so we can actually show, wait a second, there was actually a load shift prior to him being out of the lane. And so the load shift wasn't caused by him wildly going around a turn in the grass. And so they were actually saying that, well, he went around the turn and got off on the grass, and that grass is sloped, and so that's what caused it. We are able to show, no, in fact, that's not what caused it. And so here we don't show the heavies because there was too much subjectiveness there. But actually, this is the reconstruction data right here. Okay, this is the report of findings, and we were able to show, wait a second, not only does this match the testimony, not only does it match the photo, the accident photo, it also matches perfectly within the expert witness's opinion. And that is so crucial. Conclusion: the truck driver was exercising a proper duty of care as he was going around the turn. The load shift or the weight shift of the heavies were caused by improper loading at the yard.